Hey everybody, Miss Dietrich here, helping you on lesson 10.1. This is going to be my 5th attempt at trying to record the screencast because the announcements keep coming on. It's driving me nuts. So if I can get through this without that happening, we're going to be in good shape. All right, we're looking at area of parallelograms. The formula that we're using is area equals base times height. That works for parallelograms, it works for rectangles, it even works for squares and rhombuses. In other words, it really works for any quadrilateral that's not a trapezoid, meaning that the opposite sides are congruent and that they're parallel to each other. The question that's been giving people a lot of difficulty is question number 6. So we're going to take a look at that one first. What makes this one a little challenging is the fact that they give you the area and they want you to find the missing height. So step 1 is to write down the formula, which of course is area equals base times height. Step 2 is to write the area underneath the A, and the base, we know that, is 3.5 yards. We don't know the height. Now, if you forgot how to solve equations with fractions, I'm going to give you a little refresher. You want to turn any mixed or whole numbers into improper fractions, so that means this is going to be something fourths, and this is going to be something halves, and then we'll bring the h down. And to turn this into an improper fraction, remember you're doing 4 times 8, and then adding in the 3. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 is 35. And then over here, we're multiplying these two things together and then adding that in. This times this is 6, plus 1 more is 7. All right, when you get to this point and you have fractions in your equation, then you want to use the reciprocal of the coefficient to clear this or to apply your inverse operations. So the reciprocal of 7/2 is 2/7. Now whatever you do, oh, there's another announcement, so we're going to try to ignore it. We're going to put the same thing on the other side of the equation. It's 2/7. By the way, that's the 5th announcement that's been made in the last 5 minutes. All right, now over here, this all cancels out. And then you're left with the h. Now we want to take advantage of cross-reducing, looking for a GCF that we have in common with any numerator and any denominator. So do you see how 2 is the GCF of these two numbers here? So if we divide by 2, we're going to get 1. If we divide by 2, we're going to get 2 on that one. Now, a common factor that this numerator and denominator share is 7. That's the GCF of these two numbers. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 35 divided by 7 is 5. Now we're going to go ahead and take our simplified version and multiply the numerators. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. And the only thing left we have to do, see how that's an improper fraction? We have to simplify that by renaming it as a mixed number. So we're going to do 5 on the inside of the box, 2 on the outside of the box. We read this as 5 divided by 2. It's going to go in twice. Whoops, I need to make that a 4. That's a 4. With 1 left over, so it's going to be 2 and 1/2. 2 and 1/2. All right, now let's see if we have time to maybe do another one that you might have trouble with. This one gave a few people some difficulty. Now remember, a square, the sides are congruent. So if the side is 9, that means all the sides are 9. And all you need to do is just multiply 9 times 9, and that'll give you 81 square yards for an answer. The next one that might be, since we have just a few minutes, let's talk about, maybe this one might give you some difficulty. So we have, I'll put it over here. Area equals base times height. We know the area, so let's plug that in under here. It's 2/10 square inches. We don't know the base, but we do know the height. Now, the coefficient here is 4/10, so that means you're going to divide both sides of the equation by 4/10. Because this will cancel out and you'll be left with just the b. So the only thing left you have to do, when I'm out of time, so you're going to have to do this on your own, is to take the 2/10 and divide it by this 4/10, and you'll have to remember to move the decimal over 1 and over 1, so you might even need to do that, and you'll finish that up. All right, good luck finishing.